Hi all, welcome back to Sunshine in the City. Good to see you all, and thank you for being here. Thank you for subbing to my channel. Thank you for liking my channel. Thank you for participating in my channel. Thank you for criticizing my channel. And I couldn't be me without you. Right now, we're all sitting in this coronavirus, and we're wondering, is capitalism being destroyed? This is one way to destroy it. Create a virus, put it out there, say that you have to shut down jobs, middle income. The problem is that this is something that some of us have been predicting for a while, that middle incomes had to go, that the powers to be, the people that want to rule, want to create a system where middle income don't have that freedom anymore, don't have that power, can't criticize, don't have the time. Then you create a poverty driven society, kind of like the movies we get where people don't have jobs, they watch videos in the streets, take drugs and take cybernetics and kind of enjoy their life and kind of enjoy what they can have, what society can give them, appreciate the few that have the jobs, media going out there announcing things, whether or not it's true, it's another thing, creating wars. Nobody has a clue what's going on. That's the utopia for these people in charge. That's what they want. And how does capitalism get destroyed? Very simple. We live in a country, or world really, where Western values, Western capitalism has kept the economy going. We've been able to help out other countries, help out poverty. We've had jobs, we've had own our own homes, philosophies, ideology, and we accept immigration. Now, what immigration did is that people were grateful, very, very grateful to come into the West and enjoy our jobs. We brought the rich here, they brought our prices up because more people could afford homes, more demand, and so the prices started increasing. So in New Zealand, on a relative income of 700 to 900, you could buy a house per week, that is 900 a week. You could buy a house for say 50,000 to 100,000, a reasonable house. In fact, $100,000 house would be very, very reasonable. And my sister, she got a house for 23,000 on that kind of income, 900, which would be the normal average income for just about anyone in the West in the world. That income kind of doubled, and for some people, and some people it didn't. Some people were still earning that amount, but people were finding ways to get promotion. Unfortunately, these are all non-essential type jobs. Then people, managers and executives were paid more money. Then companies wanted to, because the prices of the capital value of your homes was going up, the capital value of the businesses were going up. So people decided, well, the cost of living's higher, even though I've made this capital value on my home of, in some cases, 350,000 for a $50,000 house and mortgage. So you've made 350,000 for doing nothing. What it did is created a have and have not scenario. So you have the haves that have homes and the have nots. This might not make sense of how this could collapse. Well, what you do is you bring immigrants to another country, you bring rich immigrants. They keep pushing the values up and up and up. So everything that you pay for, your mechanic, your doctor, everything costs a lot of money. And then the government, who want to help you, provide free healthcare, provide free doctors, make it cheaper, subsidise, it becomes expensive for them. And so then you have greed. You have the doctors, the contractors, building contractors and everything thinking the government want to subsidise this, so we want to get a bit of money out of this. So they make things even more expensive, make it very, very expensive for the government to help you out. So now you have a economy where it's very, very hard for the government to help out. Then the government's encouraged to sell its assets, to borrow money, sell its assets, and under the borrowing agreement to sell everything it owns. So in the end, the government doesn't own anything, so it has no power, no way to make money. The only way it can make money is to borrow money The people that borrows money from say, hey, we want this from you, we want your assets, we want this globalization, we want control of the world. And they're holding out. Capitalism, nationalism is holding out on the global economy. So they're getting angry now. And so this virus happens and they say, hey, you've got to shut down those businesses. So you have WHO, which no one has any, World Health Organization. Nobody has any control over it, right? And so they don't tell anyone. They say, oh, it doesn't spread person to person, February, right? So people are flying on planes. It's the Chinese New Year. They're all flying on planes and the disease is spread too late. The disease is out there. Then people, China, we need the information of what this disease is because we've got no idea. We're only going on your information because you're the only ones who've had this disease so far. And the whole world starts getting the disease and the stats look bad. China have been hiding the stats, hiding everything. World Health Organization have been hiding things. What they've done is they've created in the lab, released it, and stopped riots. That's the first thing they did. They stopped the Hong Kong riots. They stopped the French riots. That might have been just nothing to do with it, the French riots. But what they've done is they've created an environment where people are sitting in their homes. Their jobs might or might not be there when they come back, and they've stuffed up the economy. Because once you take out some businesses, like take out media, which is kind of like dinosaur media, which is just sort of like plogging along. I'm not talking about America, CNN, that crowd. I'm talking about New Zealand media. Then you have businesses that link to it. And then you have, it's not just them, it's the middle income businesses. They're in trouble. And it's very hard to invest in a shutdown scenario where people can just shut up shop. Then you're told not to buy anything, not to buy non-essential goods, not to buy clothing, not to buy a lawnmower, not to buy appliances, not to buy things that you usually buy. And that creates an effect on capitalism to create a shutdown, to currency shutdown. So once capitalism will die, because when all the currencies, what will happen is all the property values, you'll have construction companies crash, you'll have banks crash soon, because it's all frozen right now. We don't actually know what's going on. So when the disease is over, this is what we're going to find out. We're going to find out that banks are going to crash. We're going to find construction companies are going to crash. And we're going to find businesses have crashed. Burger King crashed in New Zealand. Don't know if it's crashed worldwide, but we're a non-essential country. We didn't create these businesses, so we're in a lot of trouble in New Zealand. And other countries that rely on foreign investment are in a lot of trouble, because at the end of the day, America and these other countries can say, well, hey, invest in us, invest here, forget about the world, invest here. The world's stuffed. And the world is stuffed because they're trying to crash the economy on purpose. Crash currency, so the currencies are all going to crash. Crash capitalism, because when the prices come down, everyone's lost capital value of their home. So you have the people that have just sat on these homes, made all this money. Then you've got the silly wallies that have bought the properties at these inflated prices because of foreigners. And you don't have a real value of a home. You don't, compared to your income. So your income is relatively the same. And the house has increased from 50 to 500,000. It's not just them, it's farms, everything else. So right now, the only people that can buy farms are China. And that's the government. So the China government buy the farms and ship the raw product. So what's going to happen is you have countries like China that can just buy out the whole world. And they've done it through money laundering. That is the way to own and create a system where no one can afford to buy businesses anymore. No one can afford to buy the price. So you have a country that's created ghost cities ghost cities. I would call them ghetto cities or nothing. They're just land, because the cities are falling down. So the capitalism, the money laundering, borrowing against the Hong Kong dollar, whatever they're doing, that's why they need to stop those Hong Kong riots. Everything had a purpose to crash this economy for the world powers, because everyone wants power. People want to control the world, the people that control the money, which would be the rich families that control the money. They want to control the world, have more say in the world. It's like, well, you've borrowed our money. We want this from you. We want to tie up all the banks, tie up all the countries. They want all the countries to start borrowing and, okay, if you're going to borrow from us, we want this from you. We want a bit more power from you. So you see how capitalism is going to disintegrate. They're deliberately destroying us from within because we were borrowing money from them in the beginning. And in this virus, for us sitting here doing nothing, they're going to borrow. They borrow to our governments to give us that free money, and then our governments give up. So we give up our freedoms for nothing. And that's why this is dangerous. This is why capitalism. This is how, what's happening right now, this virus, is how to destroy capitalism. I thought it would be something else. I thought it would be an alien invasion or something else, a bit like 9/11, where you can create planes hitting buildings. Possibly, I'm not in denial that their planes hit the buildings, but in some cases they can demolition buildings because at the end of the day, CIA run things. They run Hollywood with the extras in Hollywood. They run media. And I'm not just talking about American media. I'm talking about New Zealand media. New Zealand, because we rely on the foreign investment, so all our media is from America, and everything is linked to America. So yeah, it's foreign investment. So once you have a world that's relied on foreign investments, you're in a lot of trouble because the people that are in charge, the people that are running these banks, they can afford for them to close as well, because if a bank closes, it doesn't go to the rich guy. He just claims it as bankruptcy and just falls on itself, and that debt goes somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe the country absorbs the debt because it owed all that money. Probably the people that invested in the banks are the ones that lose when a bank goes bust, because the people that had the shares and own that company have pulled all their shares out because they know exactly what's going on and when things will crumble, because they're the ones holding the strings. We're the average Joe Bloggs, middle income. So the middle income is always going to be attacked, jobs and everything else. So sitting on our bums and being told that the virus is deadly, and we're in this trouble because right now in some countries there's starvation. And I'm not joking, people are starving. And people are starving in America. It's all over the world. People are starving. And they don't have money for food. They don't have the essentials. They may have enough for food that week, but the next week after they have to figure out another way to get money. And just be aware, guys, that this capitalism, this sitting on our backsides right now, is going to cause a lot of problems. Thanks, everyone. Bye.